Hello everyone and welcome to the Navin Times Talk from the Heart. In the last year and a half, Ayurveda has gained a lot of importance, a lot of momentum. More and more people, not just in the country, but the world over, today are turning to this ancient 3,000-year-old holistic system of medicine. However, we have a lot of questions as to what is Ayurveda based on? What are the principles? What are the medicines made of? Are there metals in these medicines? Are they beneficial? Will they harm us in the long run? These and many other questions are there in our mind. There are doubts. And to answer all this, to answer these issues that we have in our mind, we have today with us in our studio Dr. Sudhindra Uppoor. Dr. Uppoor is one of the most renowned Ayurvedic physicians in India today. He diagnoses and treats lifestyle conditions. Dr. Uppoor, thank you for coming on our show. Welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Same here. It's an honor to be in your studio today.
That is so sweet. So, very sweet gentleman. Doctor, you have been practicing, as I've just said to our audience, for 20 odd years. How did this journey begin and how did you come to Amchengoya?
Very good question. And the journey all started in 1994 when I started studying Ayurveda. So as far as Ayurveda is concerned, it was an arranged marriage. So it's like you know those 90s and the 2000s, the 2000 years, 94s, 95s. People were just aiming to become computer engineers and migrate to US, and it was all like, oh, my son is in United States. That's the thing.
Such an honor. Yes.
So around that time, my father decided I should study Ayurveda because he believes a lot in Ayurveda. And he said, look, you need to go to Ayurveda. I was reluctant. I want to be that guy who flies to US and sends those dollars to my parents back home. So, but he said, no, you have to become an Ayurveda doctor. I was reluctant still. He said, go for a week. Sit in the college, sit in the classroom. If you're still uncomfortable, then we will shift you to an engineering college, whatever you want to do. So I went to this Ayurveda college, SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi. It's one of the most renowned Ayurvedic colleges in India. It has got a huge hospital attached to that.
Okay.
So I went there. The first week, I was that LLB, the Lord of Last Bench. So sitting there in the last bench, because I know I'm going to leave. I'm not going to study.
Right.
And first day I went off, that Sanskrit shlokas, the Sanskrit lecturer there. I thought studied in English convent, St. Joseph's English School. And suddenly into this Ayurveda, people speaking Sanskrit, the lecturer of Sanskrit, he talks in Sanskrit, I don't understand a word. So I was just thinking it's a matter of 1 week as promised to my father, and after the first week I'll be leaving. So the third day, fourth day, I couldn't even make any friends there. I was lying down on my desk in the last table and suddenly found a book in the rack there called as Ashtanga Hridayam. It's a famous Ayurveda textbook. I just opened the first page, read something, got on to the second page, turned the pages and started connecting with the science. I felt like now this arranged marriage is getting into some sort of love.
It's taking roots.
It's taking roots. I started developing interest. Went back, told my dad, I'll give it another week. Then started falling in love. That's why love in arranged marriages is very beautiful. It happens so nicely. So then I really felt in deep love with the science. Started my inner roots, the English convent roots were put in me, but my beneath root started coming in me, started loving the science, developing the science. So in this way my journey began. After finishing the course in 2000, I started to do my MD in Ayurveda. So I also started a small evening clinical practice in a small village in Udupi, near Udupi, which is in south of Karnataka. I gained lot of practical knowledge there, and in 2004, my sister who lives in Goa told, why don't you come to Goa, take a small little shop, a lot of Russians come here, why don't you attend them and make some money in dollars.
So we are coming back to the dollars, yeah?
Back to the dollars.
So the dollars, Dad will be happy.
No, my dad always wanted me to be in India. It's me who wanted the dollars. And we came to Kalangut, and luckily a good gentleman, he told, okay, come on, take my shop right on Kalangut beach. Till today, I hold that clinic. So he gave me that place, and okay, a month later I paid the advance after collecting a few money from the Russians. And the journey started there. And in 2004, I got a famous builder in Goa. One Delhi client asked him, I have this XYZ chronic disease. Who is a good Ayurveda doctor or alternative doctor to go in Goa? Dr. Uppoor. She came and she was miraculously benefited. Her disease got treated totally. It was a big disease. Then she started talking so good about me in Delhi circles. And then the Delhi elites, she's an elite lady, so in the elite circles. Then people started talking about me in Bombay, Delhi, these metros. And they started coming exclusively to visit me to Goa. Even today, I do not even have a website. So the word of mouth started there. And today I'm very popular in the Delhi circles, especially in the creamy layer. So I think it's all a journey, nothing that I am special. It just happened, and somewhere some blessings.
You had this connect with Ayurveda. I also realized that these people who have helped you also have very strong intuition because they backed you.
Exactly.
So I would say Goans are very intuitive people.
100%.
I have read that you say that you diagnose a person's health depending on their tongue. You look at their tongue, you examine it, and depending on that, you tell them what is their state of health. How does this work? What exactly is it that you do?
The first important one being Nadi Pariksha. This is an Ayurvedic word, Nadi Pariksha. Nadi means pulse, Pariksha means examination. Pulse diagnosis is the key for health. Each and every single pulse, your pulse, X pulse, Y pulse, Z pulse, they all vary and they all tell something about your health. And the Nadi Pariksha will give you a hint where your health is going on towards. There are different types of nadis which help you to diagnose a person's. Two words here, Prakriti and Vikriti. Prakriti means you diagnose a person's body constitution, and Vikriti is you diagnose a person's disease. So that can be diagnosed by this Nadi Pariksha. Second one, you talked about tongue analysis. This is called Jihva Pariksha. Jihva means tongue in Sanskrit.
True.
Pariksha means examination. So Jihva Pariksha, where you can look at the tongue of an individual, and the tongue gives you a nice connects about where the health is going wrong. How does a Jihva Pariksha work? How can you see what is happening elsewhere in the body by just looking at the tongue? The tongue is an index of your digestive system, and all diseases originate in the digestive system. So this is where your grandmothers used to say, elders used to say, pet saaf, sab saaf. We Indians are obsessed by going to the loo in the morning, first thing. Wake up, go sit in the toilet. We teach our children, no, first get up, drink a glass of water, go sit in the toilet. The gut health is very, very important. You have gas in the stomach, there is bloating in the stomach, you are not able to digest, there is acidity, means you are heading towards some disease. Whether it is diabetes, whether it is cholesterol, you are heading to. If you have a fantastic appetite, good digestion system, One time in the morning. Some people go 3-4 times a day. That is also not good. Once in the morning, clear, that means you are super healthy. So the tongue basically gives an index of your digestion, of your digestive system. And from there, you have to connect it with your intuitions and pick up and connect first take the body constitution, which is Prakriti of the person. Vikriti, you would have had a brief history of the patient. And now you have seen the tongue. Connect all these and then make a diagnosis and then pick up the herb of choice. Then it is not that Ayurveda medicine of so many medicines, they are not effective. They are very effective if you exactly pick up the drug of choice, herb of choice, after the careful diagnosis. So in Ayurveda, the diagnosis is the key. Yeah.
Doctor spoke about the pulse rate. Now I'm sure even you do, a query as to when we are cool and calm, everything is going well, our pulse rate, according to me, I may be wrong, is slow. However, when we are stressed, the pulse rate increases. This is our general belief. So how does this work, doctor? You said you check someone's pulse. Suppose I have come to you, I am stressed because I don't know what you're going to come.
First time, new place.
Yes, and not only that, it's like, I wonder what you're going to say and I wonder what you're going to find out. And I'm stressed about it, my pulse rate goes high. So how will that help you? How do you then diagnose what's going on?
Yeah. So as a layman, where you went wrong is what I'm diagnosing, what I'm checking is not your pulse rate. You use the word pulse rate.
Okay.
I'm not diagnosing or checking your pulse rate 60 per minute, 70 per minute, 80 per minute. I'm seeing the rhythm of your pulse. So now, for example, it will be too big a conversation or people may not understand if I tell more, but one thing I'll tell you. There is something called on the pulse called as Kaka Gati. Kaka means in Sanskrit crow. Gati means movement. So your pulse, when I'm diagnosing, moves like a crow. How does a crow move? Jumps, sits, eats its food, jumps, sits, eats its food, moves on. Your pulse gives me that rhythm. That diagnosis XYZ disease. Then there are so many gatis or movements in the pulse.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the rate at all. I'm not worried about your pulse rate and all. That even a machine can do.
Right. So you're speaking about
the rhythm.
The rhythm.
Movement. These are the words to be used for that, not the rate.
That is something new that I'm sure even our audience may not be knowing, because I definitely didn't know. So I've learned something new. To my next question, you have said that you spoke about herbs. Besides herbs, do Ayurvedic medicines also contain other components, other substances? What are they if they do?
Yeah. So even when you began the session, you talked about what are the reservations of Ayurveda, like heavy metals, pesticides, etc. So Ayurveda medicines are categorized broadly into two. One is Vanaushadhi. What is the meaning of Vana?
One medicine.
No. The Sanskrit word Vana. Vana means forest.
Forest.
So Vanaushadhi basically means the herbal medicine.
Okay.
Vanaushadhi. Second is Rasaushadhi. Rasa means metal. So Rasaushadhi is certain heavy metals are used as catalysts in Ayurvedic medicines to enhance the potency of the medicine. So Vanaushadhi, Rasaushadhi. Aushadhi means medicine. So Vanaushadhi means the herbal medicine. So this is a Vanaushadhi. Rasaushadhi is where the Ayurvedic in the 8th century, 9th century, around this time, some Ayurvedic scholars like Siddhanagarjuna, they thought the potency of these herbs can be enhanced, can be doubled, can be tripled by using certain heavy metals in them. This created a separate science called metallurgy, which is basically called Rasaushadhis, or where heavy metals are used in medicine. Now the biggest question mark, like if 10 people come to my clinic, educated 10, 7 of them ask me the question, I heard Ayurvedic medicines have got heavy metals. Are they poisonous? Will they affect my kidneys? Will they affect my livers? So I believe this is a propaganda against the science, just to underrate the science, which is again, as you said, in the last 2 years is growing like crazy. the government is supporting the science. We had just till recently Ayush minister from Goa, so it was like wonderful support for Ayurveda. So there is a I don't want to use the word mafia, but there is a area where they want to pull this science down. Oh, Ayurveda medicines, metals, your kidneys are gone, your livers are gone, don't take them. But each and every prescription you get from an Ayurvedic doctor doesn't contain heavy metals. There are like COVID-19, where the allopaths were using steroids like crazy. Doesn't steroids have side effects? Doesn't steroid damage the kidneys? Doesn't the remdesivir damage your liver? They all do. But at the moment of time, to save your life is the utmost priority of the allopathic doctor, so he uses them. Like that, these rasaushadhis, metallic preparations, are used in Ayurveda when it is really important, number one. And the Ayurveda doctor should really use it judiciously, very carefully, how much ever required, number one. Number two, bhasma, the metallic preparations are called bhasma. Bhasma means nanoparticle. So the nanoparticle of the heavy metal, which has been purified, triturated to a drastic purification, can never, and if it is done properly by the pharmacy company, can never hold on in your body. It's nicely does its job of enhancing the potency of the herb and excreted through your urine. It never deposits in your body. Right. So when zinc is given as an excellent immunity booster during COVID time by allopath, it becomes a medicine, and when you use zinc as yashada bhasma, it becomes a poison. It's not like that. So it is what I want. And you also see, you go to an Ayurveda doctor, he says, oh no, allopathy medicine damages your kidneys, livers. You come to an Ayurvedic allopathy doctor, oh, you're taking Ayurvedic medicines, heavy metals, it damages your body. You have to take a right judgment, whether you know the doctor correctly, whether you trust the doctor, whether it's allopathy or Ayurveda, and be cautious and take a decision to go to him. But when you, social media for example, you see 100 comments which praise you, there may be 20 comments which dissuade you. That doesn't mean you're bad. So what happens is, it's about, there's so many things that happen that go behind the scenes. As a patient, you decide which medicine you want. And also, if you have so many reservations about heavy metals, when you go to an Ayurveda doctor, you can request the doctor, tell him, doctor, you give me only one aushadhi. Don't give me rasa aushadhi. Don't give me any medicines which have got heavy metal added content in them. Here, another important word I am using is added content. So, for example, tulsi. So, this is tulsi, our own basil, Indian basil. So the tulsi plant itself is very prone to have lead content in that. But the lead content in that easily is required for the body, uses in the body and eliminates through the body. And WHO, World Health Organization, has set a standard, okay, the heavy metal content of lead in particular plant, if it has to be consumed orally, should not cross 10 ppm. So now you check it for analysis. If the lead, some lead content will come in that, but if it is less than 10 ppm, it doesn't harm you at all. Say certain soils have arsenic in them. Your rice, if you check your Goan rice, it's full of arsenic. So because the soil itself here has got a lot of arsenic. The Goan rice is, you can check your Goan rice. So it's a false statement. No, like I should say it's a rumor. But the Ayurveda doctors, on the other hand, should be careful to select the bhasmas they are using, the heavy metals they are using,
the minute amounts,
nanoparticles, very carefully when it is really required. Don't unnecessarily scribble a prescription where you are writing out two morning, 2 afternoon, 2 evening, like this. Carefully give it when it is really required. Try to treat the patient only through natural herbs initially. When it is life-saving, it takes a role of a steroid. It takes a role of an antibiotic. It's required, give it. But he has trusted and come, you don't overdose it. Select a good pharmacy which makes good rasaushadhis. Most of the companies now, another problem is to prepare a bhasma. There is an ancient technique how to process it, how to make a bhasma using cow dung cakes. You would have gone to the remote Goan villages where they use the cow dung cakes.
They put it on the walls to dry.
That is used as temperature moderator to prepare this basmas. If I elaborate, it takes longer. But the modern pharmacy companies are not doing this. They're switching on the electric furnace and preparing a basma. This is going to damage the kidney for sure. So select a proper company, what you're doing carefully, and when it is required, rasaushadhis are very, very important to boost your thing. Like for example, when my child was in the mother's womb, we give a lot of Swarna Bhasma to the mother.
What is
gold
that?
Ash. Gold ash. Gold Bhasma. Proper gold. I'm talking about 22 karat gold. That makes the child like have a good hair, good complexion, good intelligence. So Swarna Bhasma is such an important thing. When my wife was conceiving, I gave her Swarna Bhasma all through the pregnancy. So if it was poison, will I give? So don't have wrong impressions. Know correctly, analyze the doctor correctly, and the doctor should carefully use metals as how an allopath uses steroid carefully. Not that first time you go and write a steroid. If you take one steroid, say a skin disease goes up like this in half an hour, in say 2-3 hours, the skin disease vanishes. But he should not prescribe steroid for everyone who goes inside. He will know when he has to prescribe a steroid.
Right.
Like that, an Ayurveda doctor will know when he has to prescribe a rasaushadhi or metallic preparation.
I hope that has cleared all your doubts about the metal in Ayurvedic medicine. And as doctor has said, when you go to your Ayurveda doctor, you have to suggest or request that they use less of the rasa medication and more of the vana medicine. I hope I'm saying the words right. Doctor, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're saying it.
And also, as doctor said, your discretion is important. Who you go to, the type of doctor, the type of medication, the treatment that you go for is finally your decision. So you have to do your research and then make a wise decision based on that. Doctor, my next question to you is, I have made a long list, by the way, of questions to you. You have been practicing for 20 years. You have come across an entire spectrum of conditions and illnesses. Now, which are some of the conditions besides the lifestyle conditions like BP and sugar? What are the other conditions that you have come across which are on the rise? And can some of the conditions be categorized according to age, according to profession, according to gender? Is there something like that in Ayurveda?
Exactly. For example, now let's take the first part of the question, gender. So, females. So now the cases of young girls, the cases of PCOD are on the rise.
Very true.
Rise in the sense every third girl has a PCOD.
Very true.
And this is again because like lot of sitting job, studies, homeworks, and the body is not getting any exercise. In olden days, a lady used to pull water from the well. She used to wash the clothes. That's a beautiful exercise. She used to pound her masalas. That's a good exercise for the muscles here. So all these household chores were putting her hormones, her health fit and fine. I'm not telling now the new generation people should pound masalas. What I'm telling is you can substitute the same thing with equal amount of physical activity, exercise. Go play your tennis, go walk around, go run around the steps, play, swim. So the exercise is the one reason which is lacking, number one. Number two, the junk food. So they are like pizzas, burgers, the chocolates. These are the reasons for hormonal disbalances. It has become so difficult. Conceiving would occur so naturally before. Now it has become that you can see how these IVF centers are mushrooming across the fertility clinics. So these hormonal diseases are on the rise as far as the women are concerned. You can see them putting on weight, dark circles below the neck, acne, hair losing or excess hair on the hair, on the body. So this type of diseases which are hormonal are on the rise as far as young girls are concerned. Now when it comes to men, So men are complaining of like 30-year-old man getting bald. I'm talking this apart from your diabetes and cholesterol,
Yes,
the regulars.
yes, of course.
Hair fall, and again problems with infertility, problems with not conceiving, and difficulties in sexual activities. These are very much on the rise as the desk jobs or as the laptop jobs or the Wi-Fi connections, 4Gs, 5Gs, as they are growing. Like that because of these Wi-Fis, are you able to see sparrows these days? Really less. They are disappearing.
Yes.
In the same way, the hormones, the testosterones, the estrogens in women, the progesterones as the 5G, 6G, 7G comes, we are going to be in trouble as far as the hormonal health is concerned. And the desk job, sit from morning 9 to 5, 9 to 6 without waking up, is causing severe cervical spondylitis, back problems, neck problems, tailbone pains, piles all on the rise. So after this COVID, we are seeing so many people having tailbone pain, sitting all the time. Then we are seeing neck problem, migraines. Then we are seeing hemorrhoids, piles, the mass coming out. So all these type of cases are on the rise. And the biggest rise in the last 2 years is anxiety. People are suffering from severe anxiety, locked in their homes. They don't know what is the future. Students are anxious about their future. Businessmen are anxious about their future. So we are going through such a lot of turbulence. So keeping calm, relaxed and cool at this time would be the most important for good health.
So coming to our next question, Doctor has just explained to us what are some of the conditions that post-COVID are becoming very common. You spoke about mental conditions. Does Ayurveda treat mental conditions as well?
I think the most important thing for all the diseases in the body is the mind. So not that somebody has psoriasis. So mind, I am showing you a rash here and you are talking about mind. No, the rash aggravates when you are anxious. So, and how the psoriasis comes at first place, how an eczema comes at first place, how rheumatoid arthritis comes at first place, these are called autoimmune diseases. How they come to you at first place is with an anxious mind, with a troubled mind, with a nervous mind, with a negative mind. So it is like my advice for all who are listening right now is first priority in life is to be happy. So my grandmother used to, when grandchildren go to visit her in her home village, she doesn't tell how is your wife, how is your children, how is your practice, are you happy? The first question and the last question, are you happy? Whatever you do. If you are not happy in life, then diseases are going to conquer you. So a pleasant, happy mind is the key for good health. Eczema, psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, urticaria, name the diseases, they come from mind, anxiety, nervousness. I got a patient, just for example, is the lady had a daughter who was recently married, and the husband, after 3, 4, 5 days of marriage, died in a scuba diving. Soon after, the daughter was having a willpower and confidence to hold on. Maybe she was not yet attached to him, but the mother-in-law, thinking about the daughter, probably developed such a skin disease all over the body, psoriasis all over the body. This is what a mind can do. This is what anxiety can do. So the first priority is money should never be, the dollar should never be a priority.
Yes.
What should be the priority is to be happy,
Yes.
whatever you do. If you're not happy, just walk out of the situation.
In fact, you just said, your grandmother said, are you happy? I think most of us remember, even our grandparents, they used to bless us when, we have this habit of when we are leaving,
Touch
we
the
say,
feet.
please bless us, give us your blessings. And invariably, they used to say, be happy, be healthy.
Yeah.
They never said earn more money. They never said eat more junk food. And so we finally come. Life is a circle, isn't it? We start somewhere and we come back, and we're coming back to all our old medications and the old
thoughts,
thoughts
philosophies.
and philosophies that we used to follow are again coming back in vogue. Reminds me of your prize. He's getting a prize by Vogue today. Right. We spoke about the 3G, the 4G and 5G. We had a guest about a month ago. You may know him, Daryl D'Souza, who spoke at length about the effects of 4G, 3G, and he said it is affecting us. I'm sure many did not believe it then, but then with Dr. Uppoor also adding to that, we need to take care. We need to be careful about the 3G, 4G that we are using. Yes, it is necessary, but again, discretion is required. When not in use, put it off.
That's the key. That's the key.
Important.
You all need it. I need it. We all need it. But make some small corrections. See how much screen time you're spending a day. Make sure it doesn't exceed more than 1.5 hours a day. And night when you're sleeping, switch off your Wi-Fi's. Don't charge your phone right next to your bed. The small changes. I'm not saying you should. Technology is must in this world, but you should judiciously use it. You should have a discretion while using it.
Absolutely, very judicious use of it. I think I'm the first person who should be listening to, because my use of screen time is, I don't even want to say. Right. You spoke about herbs and you spoke that you'll use Vana Aushadhi. Now, Goa is a treasure house of herbs. There are some herbs that are growing literally under our feet and we don't even know about them. What are some of the most common herbs that you use in your medicine, doctor?
So there are two things. First is the Goa. So when we talk about Goa, the Konkani belt, the Karwars, the Udupis, this is all called Western Ghats. The Western Ghats are treasure house of herbs, remember. So each and every herb available in the Western Ghat is highly potent, extremely potent. So like you drive by road or you take a train from Goa to Udupi, you can see those mountains with lot of trees, lot of plants. Each and every plant has got a medicinal value. So such a treasure house is our Goa. So we come from a place, and that's the reason why we should not let this go to concrete jungle. We should keep this green. We should keep those lovely plants around us. We should maintain our lovely gardens. So like even 20 years I'm in Goa, I'm seeing a difference.
Absolutely.
The green is coming down day by day. So retain the greenery. That's our bread and butter. People come to Goa because it's green. So retain that. Don't make these concrete jungles anymore.
Right. So back to my question, doctor. Like, you're so right. It is very painful to see Goa turning into a concrete jungle. We want to retain our greenery. We want to retain that peace, that serenity that was normally there in Goa. Now, with all the concrete and the buildings and all coming up, there's more noise and chaos.
Yes.
But which are some of the most common herbs that you use in your medicines?
Yeah. So there are two things: commonly available herbs and popular herbs. So let us first what I clinically use. What are the popular herbs which an Ayurveda doctor uses and which have lot of commercial value. So number one rank in this goes to Ashwagandha. Very, very popular herb, Ashwagandha, because Ashwagandha is that herb that connects the mind and body. So we just in the last question spoke about stress causing bodily diseases.
Right.
Ashwagandha can improve your vitality and reduce your stress, thereby connecting your mind and mind and body. So that's wonderful herb. The Ashwagandha, like I think nationally, internationally, is the #1 popular herb in Ayurveda.
So I would like to interrupt you here. Today, with herbs found in the form of tablets and easily available, is it possible for us to use the Ashwagandha tablets that are available?
You should always OTT medium, like what I don't know exact word. You go to a counter.
Over the counter.
Over the counter. You go there and buy ashwagandha or some other thing. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Always see an Ayurvedic doctor, analyze, and you can also tell the doctor, usually Ayurvedic doctors have this habit of scribbling 20 medicines. You can tell the doctor that after analyzing my body constitution, my prakriti, my vikriti, what do you think is the herb of choice for me? So take that one herb of choice and use it on a regular basis on a long term. So that will be very, very beneficial. And like there will be a herb of choice for you, there will be a herb of choice for me.
Each one has a unique
herb of choice.
Herb of choice.
That you analyze after prakriti, vikriti and get the right one, then you'll just keep going. That becomes a tonic for you.
It is like the precious stone. Each one has our own gemstone. It's something like that.
Something similar.
We can put that in a little puri and make a ring of it.
Yes.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And besides ashwagandha, which other herbs are there that we could use?
Ashwagandha is very popular. Number 2 is Shilajit.
Shilajit.
Again, some advertisements have spoiled the name of Shilajit and presented it more as a sexual tonic.
An aphrodisiac.
Aphrodisiac, but Shilajit is much more than that. It's a tonic. It's a rejuvenator. Like it's promoted in some advertisements as a male aphrodisiac, but I use Shilajit as wonderful tonic in women's urinary health, genitourinary health, strengthen their bladder muscles. Women after 50, 60 start complaining about frequent urination, little urine, they go 10 times a day, 20. So embarrassing when they're traveling.
True.
And you strengthen the urinary muscles by Shilajit. So Shilajit is a lovely herb, but when now these advertisements have spoiled it so much, when you write Shilajit for me, doctor, to theek hai.
I know.
It becomes a problem.
Imagine if a grandma is taken to you and you recommend Shilajit. Oh my goodness, grandma is going to have a lot of problems. Yes, of course.
So Shilajit is second wonderful herb, I believe.
Right.
And third wonderful and very popular herb, you would have heard the name, is Triphala. So Triphala everywhere.
Triphala is 3. Phalas. I know that. I'm smart. 3. So what goes in Triphala? What are the
basically the phala means fruit.
Okay.
3 means the same English 3 and
fruits.
Sanskrit 3 fruits. And these 3 are, one is your amla,
yes.
We call it in Sanskrit amlaki. And second is Haritaki. And third is Vibhitaki. These are 3 big trees properly. And they have these fruits. Very, very common in Goa and in the Western Ghats.
Please listen, we have Triphala trees all over Goa.
Western Ghats is full of Triphala. And then the fruit, it's pulp of the fruit. Say, have you seen bilwa fruit? The fruit which has got pulp inside that?
When you bite it, your
Bale
teeth
fruit?
become yellow?
No, not that. The bale fruit you would have seen.
Yes, must be. I don't know the name.
So the pulpy thing, like tamarind pulp, is what is inside these things, inside this Haritaki, Vibhitaki and Amlaki, to you would have seen Amla.
Yes, Amlas, yes.
So these 3 are the active ingredients of Triphala. I think another super good rejuvenator. The Haritaki, which commonly known as Harad, like North Indians, people know it as Harad, which is Haritaki, is the best rejuvenator for the body. It can improve, like Triphala, Harad is one of the ingredients in Triphala. Triphala can improve your hair. Triphala can improve your eyesight. Triphala can improve your digestion. Triphala can make you go to the loo regularly. And Triphala is a rejuvenator. What else you expect from one herb? So
but you said going to the washroom often is not good.
Not often. It makes you go once in the morning.
That's it.
It works in constipation, basically, I mean.
Right.
So Triphala at night or Haritaki at night, Harad at night will give you a fantastic bowel movement in the morning. Not just the bowel movement, it also is going to improve your gut health. And your ultimate immunity is best if you take 1 Harad every night.
So can I go and buy it over the counter and use it, or do I have to go to an physician, to an Ayurvedic physician, and then?
It is better to have a friendly conversation with the Ayurveda doctor. And in some people, especially certain types of body constitutions, Harad can cause constipation. not reverse constipation can cause
Oh my
ulcer.
goodness.
So you
Now that's
should-
complicated, doctor.
So you should exactly analyze. But I think another lovely herb which Ayurveda, the combi of herbs which Ayurveda has given to the world is Triphala. And another combi of herb that Ayurveda has given is Trikattu.
3
Kattu.
Kattu.
So 3 means again 3,
Right,
number 3. Kattu
right.
means spices. So the 3 spices, which is ginger, pepper and long pepper. Ginger alone has got its benefits. Pepper alone has got its benefits. Long pepper alone has.
What is long pepper? Cloves?
No, not lavang nahi.
No.
Long pepper, which is like a big stick of pepper. Just Google long pepper, you'll find the big one. So and your pepper is pepper, the round one. And
Right.
ginger, you know.
Of course.
So ginger, pepper and long pepper. Ginger has its own benefits. Pepper has its own benefits. Long pepper has got its own benefits. But combining these 3 together becomes a miraculous medicine in itself. And then it's the wisdom of the Ayurveda doctor when and where to use it. And if you think, oh, this guy is going to get me herbs from Himalayas, not required. The household herbs, I can, like in Delhi, when dengue was on the rise, people were stepping over giloi, the plant giloi, which is one of the best medicine for dengue. People had papaya trees in their houses. The papaya leaf is so very good in such certain viral infections. They used to just ignore that and jump over it and go to the allopathy hospital and pump in those medicines, those chemicals into the body. So wisdom takes you to a long way.
I would like to remind our viewers, as doctor is speaking, he's talking about wisdom and discretion. Whatever views doctor is sharing with us are his views. If you want to take any of his suggestions, you need to do it at your own discretion. You need to be wise and decide if it is going to work for you. And like he said, first consult a doctor. He said, have a friendly chat. Now, I don't know how many Ayurvedic physicians will be ready to only have a friendly chat. Maybe he will, but Doctor, do Ayurvedic physicians are open to friendly chats? I don't know, I'm just asking you. Just kidding, but Doctor,
No, that's an important question actually. So, what is a friendly chat? It's like develop a rapport with the doctor. A friendly chat doesn't mean don't pay his fee.
We are coming back to the dollars. Yes.
So friendly chat,
Okay.
develop a rapport.
Right.
It is a allopathy doctor. You go, 2 minutes.
2 minutes
done.
and you're out.
In Ayurveda, it's not like that. You and the doctor should develop a rapport. End of the day, the school is not giving free education for the doctor's son. He needs money.
Of course,
So
yes. And you know, you said that when a patient comes to a Ayurveda physician, they take some time. Is the first consultation for a patient as long as a homeopathic consultation? Does it take an hour to 2 hours?
My consultation, the first time consultation, lasts for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Half an hour would be required, of course, because of my busy schedule. But I would be glad if I could spare them an hour.
You can make concessions for people like me. I'm just asking, you know. All right. You have told us about Ashwagandha, Triphala, and 2 other names which I can't seem to remember. Shilajit, the grandma one, and of course one more. You said another 3.
The Trikattu.
Trikattu.
Ginger,
These
pepper and
are
long pepper.
pepper and long pepper. Now these are the most common ones that that are used in Ayurveda, right?
Very easily and simple. There are millions of herbs.
Of course, but these are the ones that are most common.
Yes.
Which herb are you aware of that is growing in Goa that sometimes we trample on, like you said about the Delhi case, and we are not aware of? Which one in Goa is one very important herb that people don't even know it is a herb and can be used? Which one is that?
So now this is a very, very, very good question, because I was just driving to reach your studio and I saw loads and loads of Punarnava. So get the name right, Punarnava. You will find it right next to your door on those rocky sides. So this Punarnava is a lovely herb which has got multi benefits, and we are just stepping on that every single day. You can make a nice chutney out of Punarnava, you can make a nice porridge, you can add it in porridge. What are the benefits of Punarnava? Let us talk in a modern way first. Full of vitamin C, full of calcium, full of iron. Modern way. Ayurveda is much more than
So
that.
how do you just consume it raw?
Oh,
You put
you
it in a
can-
concoction of make a tea. How do you use this?
You please come to my home. I'll make a beautiful chutney out of Punarnava and give you with dosa. You will
You
love
are
it.
on air. I hope I'm going to hold him ransom to that. Okay, fine.
And there is one more beautiful, excellent recipes which our grandmothers have created, called Tambulli. Tambulli.
Tambulli.
Tambulli is a what do you call curd based recipes.
Okay.
Add Punarnava leaves to it and make Tambulli preparation. Oh, that can be the best way you can consume Punarnava.
What is Punarnava called in Goa?
They call it Punarnava.
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 Please look and check out the Navin Times article when it appears with doctor's interview, and I will make it a point to put a picture of that. So you and I will not step on that Punarnava ever again. We are going to hold it sacred and
it's a wonderful-
really look after it. So
The Ayurveda benefits.
yes. Now, what other benefits are there besides the Ayurveda benefits?
So the vitamin C, calcium, this is superficial
Right.
as far as Ayurveda is concerned. We believe वो तो रहता है सब में. But the real benefits of Punarnava, the number one corrector of your liver issues, the best medicine for liver, the best medicine for kidney stones, the best medicine when you want certain diuretic effect. You understand the word diuretic? Excess
is
urination.
right.
You want to throw excess urine from the body and take out water retention. So for example, frezumide is an allopathic diuretic which has got loads of side effects. You can use Punarnava instead to take out the excess water from the body. So you see water retention?
Yes, water
holding
where
on
you
in the body?
bloat. Yes.
Oh, just have Punarnava concoction, Punarnava decoction and all this. You just become thin if the weight gain is only water in your body. So it's used for weight loss in that way. It cleanses your liver. It is so helpful in kidney stones. It's one of the best medicine for kidney diseases, creatinine and all that.
Right.
And this is also one of the best medicine which can improve your hemoglobin by making, see, this is the difference. I'm not worried about the hemoglobin content in Punarnava, but Punarnava cleans your liver and make sure that hemoglobin is nicely absorbed by your body. There's a
Okay.
difference. So you take loads of iron supplements, they don't absorb until and unless you have a fantastic liver which can synthesize heme and globin.
So unless the liver is good, all the supplements that we are taking, the iron supplements, are not going to be absorbed by the body and then assimilated into the blood. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. This Punarnava does that.
The
Beautiful
Punarnava.
correction of your liver. I think this is the herb of choice. Like when you tell me in one word what is the herb Goa can, like street side, roadside. I'm not talking about Western Ghat herbs.
My next question to you, Doctor, we barely have about 7 minutes to 8 minutes more, and my question is still very long. I'm going to try and just ask the most important ones now. We all drink herbal teas. Herbal teas have become the in thing, and they become the norm today. I have a lot of herbal teas because I know that it's good for health. How do herbal teas work, and when is the right time to have these tea? Can we have it any time during the day? Excuse me. Or is it only at a particular time? What?
So can you, there is a confusion in the question. Are you talking about herbal teas as a decoction, or are you talking about those nice dip ones like chamomile, like eucalyptus, like lemongrass, or are you talking about the herbs?
Don't the tea bags have herbs infused in the tea bag?
So those are fancy. So if you're talking about them, those are very fancy. And I'm talking about herbs.
The herbs that we make ghada.
Real ghada. That has got significant value. But if you're talking about that nice chamomile tea and nice lemongrass tea, useless. of no use. Instead, people with constipation have to be very careful. If by taking more of these, your bowel movements could go constipation because of astringent property of these teas.
So what is the best concoction for overall health, to build my immunity? Immunity is a key word. And to build immunity, we are all looking out for that magic potion that can help us. So what is that kadha that we can make?
Super. This question is excellent. So now here, because this question is excellent because of the COVID and the immunity. This is your own Giloi. So now people around south call it Amrita. Same name, Giloi. Same name, Guduchi. Same name.
In Goa it is called
Giloi, Guduchi, Amrita. These are the names it has got. So this herb, the bark of this herb, like just take a bark of this herb, a bigger bark, well formed bark, take a small piece, crush it, make your green tea, boil it. By green tea I mean
just
kadha,
boil it with your,
boil it nicely, put a small piece of ginger into that,
peppercorns,
and one peppercorn, and now filter this and enjoy this. This herbal tea is going to improve your immunity, help your liver diseases, and take care of your whole gut health. So that is you know the meaning of Amrita? Nectar.
Amrit is nectar, yes.
So it's it's called nectar because of its properties, and it's also called Amrita because the plant never dies. This plant, in summer, hot summer, you don't water it, it becomes like grey and down.
Dead.
But again, one sprinkle of rain, it comes out. Amrita, it doesn't have death. Mrit nahi hota,
Mrit
death
nahi
nahi
hota
hota.
hai. I'm learning not just about herbs and so much about Ayurveda. I'm learning Sanskrit, and I was actually helping him to tell you what goes in the concoction with Giloi. So it's Giloi, it's ginger, and it is pepper.
One peppercorn.
One peppercorn.
Small inch of ginger. One index finger size Giloi. Don't take a fresh, small, thin bark.
Piece.
Take a thicker one. The book, if you have to look, says that it should be as thick as your bottom of your thumb. That thick one. And take a small piece, crush it. Of course, places like Delfinos have started selling bark of Giloi, by the way. So crush it and put it there and make a nice boil, make a kadha. Filter this. Some people, because of its bitter taste, are adding a little bit of jaggery. You can if you want, otherwise you can have this.
Khadi sakkar?
Jaggery is better any day.
Honey?
Jaggery is better.
Jaggery.
Honey,
Okay.
Again, beautiful learning for the audience. Honey, please never use honey in hot teas. It becomes poison. Don't put honey in hot tea.
Oh
Hot
my goodness,
water.
I hope you are listening. I have been having my teas with honey.
Go for jaggery. Don't use honey in hot things. Like say put honey and put hot water on the top and some herbal tea and drink it. Terrible. You're making a poison for yourself.
Right. And you spoke about the chutney that your grandma makes, which he told me to come, by the way, to his home, and I'm going to be a guest at his place.
And
I'm
have
going
it
to have
with
that chutney
dosa.
and have it with dosa. So my question to you is, if you're having Ayurvedic medicine, do you have to be vegetarian? Because I am so allergic to vegetarian food completely. Vegans love our non-veg. We need to have our fish or chicken maybe, or meat, or whatever it is. So if I'm having Ayurvedic medicines, am I banned from eating non-veg?
So this is a very good question as far as Goa is concerned, because most of the Goans love their fish.
Of course we do.
And this is, again, the answer for this is Ayurveda is never about Hinduism, number one. Ayurveda is never about Brahminism, number two. Number three, Ayurveda never promotes vegan diet or vegetarian diet. Ayurveda has got a classification of meats and tells which body type should eat what meat. So as per your body type, you can eat chicken, you cannot eat beef, you cannot eat pork. So it has got a list. So eat those non-vegetarian stuffs as per your body constitution. But if you look at Ayurveda as only vegetarian, completely wrong. So all my Goan friends, listen, you can have non-vegetarian when you are taking Ayurveda medicine. Also, Ayurveda is never like, see, it's a science. It's a wonderful science. It talked about non-vegetarian. It talked about alcohol. It talked about who should consume which alcohol. And it talked about a beautiful woman physique. So it talked about so many things. It's not, oh, you need to be syllabusy and you can't see a woman. No, it talked about a wonderful woman. How, what are the things you should look at a woman? So basically what I mean to say, it is a science. And these are all human emotions. So they are all described in detail in the science.
Right. So besides lifestyle conditions, do you also treat cancers? Because cancers are becoming so common today.
Yeah.
So does Ayurveda treat cancers?
I would suggest the audience, take a wise decision. I know you love your parents, you love your elders, you love your family who has got cancer, but in the whole thing, do not fall prey for unwanted, oh, somebody in Assam gives a medicine for cancer, you run there. Meantime, he'll make some money. Somebody in the XYZ Karwar gives some medicine, you run there and buy that medicine. If it is first grade cancer, if it has not metastasized, if it has not spread further, definitely you have a fair chance, whether it is allopathy or Ayurveda, to reverse the condition. But when it is fourth stage cancer, spread all around, it has reached your liver, it has reached the kidneys, damaged everything, metastasized, then just give peace of mind to the patient. Keep him nicely in a good environment, lovely people around, keep nice, if you can afford, put a nice nurse or something to keep her clean, give her the food she likes, take good care of that, and give some supportive Ayurvedic medicines. Not that it's going to completely reverse the condition, but it can help the patient to rejuvenate, recope.
We have come to the end of our session. There's just one last question, doctor, that I need to ask you, and that is, if you were in one word would be a little stretching it a bit too much, but in one sentence, what would you say is the formula, the mantra to keep good health?
Okay, so we are in Goa, so we love to enjoy, we love to party, we love to have our fiesta, we love to have our free time.
And a siesta, and a fiesta, both.
And I that's one thing I appreciate about Goa, and which they are losing gradually and running behind materialistic things. Is a nice shopkeeper who comes around say at 10, sits till 2 o'clock, and when you go
Not
there,
no, they don't wait at 1:30 is the time they say, okay, put
and
on.
when you go and ask, uncle, can I have a packet of biscuit? He's in the newspaper. Naire. And then goes away.
We love our lifestyle, don't we?
And afternoon nap, and then evening a couple of hours of work, and then sit with a glass of wine.
That is the way we should live.
You should live like that. You should not lose it, really. So when the question, as far as the question is concerned, when it comes to our Goa, Amchi Goa, so it is like, do everything, have party, eat your non-veg, enjoy whatever you want to do.
Limitation.
But in moderation. And the word, that one word you are asking about for this is sama, the Sanskrit word S-A-M-A.
Which
sama means moderation. Everything in balance.
Okay. I think I have got a lot of samadhan. Samadhan meeting you, satisfaction. And I have learnt a lot. I'm sure so have you. Thank you so much, Doctor.
It's an honor.
Yes. And thank you all for watching. Till next time, take care of yourself. Remember, samadhan is important, satisfaction and moderation in everything we think and do and live. So, till next time, bye-bye from all of us here.